Everything that is happening in the Red Sea now is a consequence of the reckless actions of globalists in the Middle East. After Israel succumbed to provocation and allowed itself to be drawn into a protracted and bloody war, Washington began rapidly losing the remnants of its influence in the Middle East. And the longer the war in Gaza lasts, the more the United States and Israel will weaken in the Middle East and the geopolitical arena of the world. In fairness, we must admit that in October 2023, the United States made every effort to ensure that the conflict between the Palestinians and Israelis ended as soon as possible. It seems that the United States was well aware of the negative consequences that the protracted fighting in the Gaza Strip would have for Washington and Tel Aviv. However, Israel refused to sit down at the negotiating table and end this conflict on mutually beneficial terms for both sides. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has officially stated that Israel's main goal is the complete destruction of Hamas, and that the Jewish state will stop at nothing to achieve this goal. As a result, the number of civilian casualties in Gaza has increased to almost 30,000 people, and the image and influence of Israel and the United States around the world have been dealt a crushing blow. Moreover, unfortunately for Tel Aviv and Washington, the geography of this conflict began to grow and reached the Red Sea, where Yemen's Houthis began attacking ships of those countries that supported Israel. Over the past month, Yemen's Houthis have attacked dozens of Western ships, causing significant damage to the economies of those countries that support Israel's actions in the Gaza Strip. As a result, the United States and European countries were forced to send their ships to their destinations, bypassing Yemen through the Cape of Good Hope, by going around the entire African continent. All this has dealt a significant blow to the economies of Western countries. As a result, Washington decided to solve this problem with the help of military force. In December 2023, a coalition was formed to conduct a military operation against Yemen's Houthis. This military operation received the designation Prosperity Guardian. The main purpose of this military operation was to destroy the military infrastructure of Yemen's Houthis on the territory of Yemen, and deprive them of the opportunity to launch missile strikes against Western vessels. However, subsequent missile strikes on Yemeni territory have not yielded the expected results. It turned out that the United States and Britain spent expensive missiles worth hundreds of millions of dollars to destroy cheap mock-ups and non-existing bases. As it turned out, the missile strikes on Yemen not only did not weaken the Houthis, but also caused new attacks on British and American ships. It became obvious that Yemen's Houthis are not just well armed with fairly modern types of weapons, but also well prepared for possible attacks on the part of the United States and its allies. Moreover, the leader of the Houthi movement, Abdulmalik al-Houthi, said that the statements of the United States and Britain that they allegedly destroyed the missile launch sites are lies and propaganda. Later, a member of the political bureau of the Houthi movement, Mohammed al-Bukaiti, also added oil to the fire. In particular, he said that Yemen's Houthis will continue to attack the vessels of those countries that support Israel's criminal actions in the Gaza Strip. Moreover, he also stated that only Russian and Chinese vessels would be able to move freely through the Red Sea. At the same time, he added that Yemen's Houthis will ensure the safety of passage by sea for all Russian vessels, without exception. This statement by Yemen's Houthis provoked the anger of Britain and the United States. In the United States and Britain, They noted that Russia is very successfully taking advantage of the current situation. It turned out that with the beginning of the crisis in the Red Sea, the export of Russian oil products increased by 70%. Moreover, British and American experts note that after the start of regular attacks on Western ships, the number of Russian tankers in the Red Sea has doubled. According to experts, due to the current situation, many Western ships are idle in African and Panamanian ports, while Russian ships freely deliver Russian goods to the Asian market. At the same time, British experts emphasized Moscow's incredible ability to benefit from any current situation. According to them, the current situation in the Red Sea has allowed Russia to export almost 4 million barrels of oil per day, which is a real victory for Moscow.